Well, I'm pretty excited. I've had the RØDEcaster here for a while now, and if you've seen my previous video, you can probably tell that I love this thing. I've been doing radio shows for over 20 years now. This thing has changed my life. I'm able to do them literally anywhere, and the quality is fantastic. They've just updated their firmware to version 2.1. And I'm even more excited. I just love that they can keep updating this and get even more features. Kind of like my Tesla. Every new update, there's some new cool thing that I can play around with. The big thing here is just the customizability of all the different filters now. You know, going into the different channels here, I can basically go in, hit the channel I want, for example, number 1, which is this microphone, go down to audio processing. And here I've got all the different types of filters and effects here. And I can go in, for example, to the compressor, and I can enable it, disable it. And the nice thing is that I can completely customize every aspect of it as well. You know, again, I have to be honest, like I was last time, I don't know what most of these things do. I know what the compressor does, but the nice thing is that you can go in and totally play around with these, you know, because it's all digital, you can record to your heart's content and just mess around till you get that perfect sound for your voice. Another big feature for me is the companion app now. I love this. It just makes doing my podcast and radio shows so much easier. I've loaded it onto my Windows 10 machine here, and I've got it up. You can see I've got all the sound pads here. Makes it even easier to get my favorite sounds on here. I can overdub them over top of my voice and sound effects. I can have my intros kind of fade in and fade out. It is super, super cool. And again, I'm not an audio guy. I don't know how to do these things, but this just kind of makes it easy so anyone could pretty well do it. So going into the main menu, I've got a bunch of options in here. One of the things, I can either do those editing to the effects in the unit itself, or if I want to, I can do it right through this interface and it'll automatically send it over there. The big thing that I'm super excited about, it's made it even easier for me to get my recordings off of this into the computer, and I'll show you what I mean. I can go to the podcast option here and podcast transfer mode. Hit OK, and presto kazinga. This is awesome. Now, all the things that I've recorded on here, all the different podcasts or recordings, it shows me when they recorded, how long they were, and this is super awesome. So I'm going to pick podcast 35 here, and I can also rename it. And check this out here, the export options. This is super awesome. I have all the different options for all the different podcast places that I can send it to, whether that be Spotify or iTunes or SoundCloud, and it will automatically export that podcast to that particular format. I like to work with MP3s. I know I'm probably not supposed to, but I do, and so I can go down to custom here, and this is kind of cool. I go to the advanced settings, and here I can change everything from the sample rate to the bit rate. I always like to bring it up a bit to get the better sound quality, but this just saves me so much time now. Before, you know what I was doing? I was like taking this SD card out of here, then going over here to my computer, sticking it in the SD card reader, and wrecking a lot of SD cards along the way because I never shut things down properly. But again, this is so awesome. I can just automatically have it in here. Before it was just on WAV files. Now I can have them automatically taken down to an MP3. Just makes it so much easier. I use Audacity to do all of it. So it's fantastic. Again, if you are recording any type of podcast or a radio program, this is probably one of the most exciting pieces of hardware I've come across in a long time. It just makes it easy. You don't have to be an audio engineer, and just with these, you know, firmware updates they're constantly doing, it just adds more magic to this board every time.